The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 5. Yea, also, because he transgressed by wine, he's a proud man, neither keep it at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is his debt, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Okay, first and foremost, I'd like to give infinite honors and prayers to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rikakwadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to the icons that's pushing the truth and sincerity. And Lord willing, this video will be edifying first and foremost to the whole elect, then to those that cleave to the body. And in today's lesson, I have a few articles queued up, man, on America has bitten off more than they can chew. All right. And life, as we know, has taken a drastic turn, man. All right. America is not bouncing back from this hole it has put itself in, man. All right. Not only has it has taken, from other nations and people, all right, it has also made itself an enemy unto itself, man. All right. We know in, I believe it's Jeremiah, where it says, thy own mother shall pretty much abort thee, with that being Great Britain, and a lot of these UN nations gonna turn against the whore, man. All right. Because why? In which it was all set up through the spirit, that what this whore was gonna do, man. But these nations gonna turn against her. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, back in Habakkuk 2:6. And a taunting proverbs against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that letteth himself with thick clay, which is debt. All right. And I got this article right here. It says, it's in Yahoo, which, we should be following politics, geopolitics, economics, because concerning the dollar, man, that determines the state in which the people are going to be in, chaos, all right, confusion, right? Because again, money answereth all things, but again, money is going to become, the higher, the upper elites have made money an enemy against money. And I'm going to explain that, all right? It says U.S. national debt now tops 31 trillion for the first time ever. I mean, how high can it possibly keep going, all right? Before, blood gets shed. Where, where there's money, there's blood. All right. In America, there's a bloodthirsty. The people that's running America, start from Great Britain and the UN and, these particular people and these higher end elites. All right. They're bloodthirsty. Okay. So wherever there's a trail of money, there's a trail of blood. And what these people are trying to do, they're trying to cover up all their blood. All right, and go into their hiding places. But there's too much blood that's been spilled. You see? It says, here's who the country owes. The gross national debt in America has hit new heights, surpassing 31 trillion. Voila. 30 was a new height. 29, 28. Everything is a new height. All right, it's setting a new bar or whatnot. It says, according to a U.S. Treasury report released this week, if you find that hard to wrap your head around, it basically boils down to more than $93,000 of debt for every person. See, Jake, you the debt, man. All right, they didn't lead themselves with clay. They gave you fiat currency and made you believe that the monetary system that they delivered to you was real money. All right, when the whole time you was the cattle, you was the goyim, you was the money. All right. It says, according to the Peter G. Foundation. So how did debt fall on the people when the people is not printing money out there? All right. Everyday citizens like myself, and other people, we can only get the money from what? These corporations. All right. So these corporations should be, the accountability of these corporations should automatically take the downfall for everything, man. But no, instead, they give you people social security numbers, right? To what? Collect the debt, man. If anything was to go bad, you get what? The people, all right, to take the debt, all right? And the nation really want their money. It says, And with the dramatic rise in interest rates over the past few months, the Fed funds rate is currently between 3% and 3.35%, which is going to create higher inflation, which I'm going to get in some other articles. The national debt will be growing at a rate that makes it even harder to ignore. The last couple of years have been expensive. A deficit is what happens when a government spends more money than it brings in through taxes, and the last couple of years have been expensive. While you see this price hike on everything. Several large bills with hefty price tags have been approved since the start of the pandemic, including the American Research Plan Act, which is a plandemic. All right, ever since when they came in with the jump shot and the juice, all right, ultimately they was a paradigm shift in life, all right, that they may blow the economy up, right? Until our people can understand that, well, not our people understand, but more or less the blowing up of the economy was going to create another world reserve currency, man. You see? It says American Rescue Plan Act, and America can be rescued, which costs $1.9 trillion and $750 billion for student debt relief, right? Why are we worrying about student debt relief in college, man, if the country owes other countries trillions of dollars? Make that make sense, man. Okay? It says all adding to the deficit, which then adds to the debt. And through the Inflation Reduction Act, which I did a video on, I believe a week or so ago, 2 weeks, something like that, which was passed in August, it's expected to reduce the deficit by $240 billion. Like, what you gonna do? Print more money up to compensate for the money that you already in debt for? Because you printing it out of thin air. Okay? So what it's doing is blowing the money up more. And the more you can only swell up something with so much air till it implodes or explode. And that's what they're gonna do to the dollar. To where they're gonna come on TV one day and say the Federal Reserve currency is in use, man. All right. And then they're gonna come in with that new digital currency. It says, and programs in the Biden administration are expected to add trillions more over the next decade. From where? How they gonna add trillions, man? All right, they have already spoiled the other nations, man, and led themselves with thick clay. It says excessive borrowing will lead to continued inflation pressures, drive the national debt to a new record as soon as 2030, which we don't see 2030 in this hell, and triple federal interest payments over the next decade, or even sooner if interest rates go up faster or more than expected, says the CRFB. Much of the borrowing in the past couple of years happened while interest rates were historically low, but now they're not. With inflation rising at the fastest paces in decades, the cost of the debt is likely to be amplified. Currently, more than $965 million is spent every day just in interest on the national debt. The Peterson Foundation estimates that will triple over the next decade, making it faster growing items in the federal budget. And we could get into more of that, but for the sake of time, I'm going to just, go into some other, because this place is going to collapse, man. All right. And as they have collapsed, is the Americans, all right? They ain't only the Americans, but the elites, all right, that keep it not at home, but gathering to them all nations and heaping unto them all people, all right? What they have did, they have collapsed everybody else's livelihood, all right? As the scriptures say, man, it says, because, Marie 7, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them, and booties is a spoil, okay? Booties is a spoil, and that's what's going to happen, right? These other nations gonna fold on America, which they have, because they've been ditching the U.S. dollar. All right, they're not doing business with it, importing. You know, so America is basically, they not a America is a importing country. They don't import. They don't. They get everything in. They don't export nothing out. All right, and they eating off pretty much what they had as their reserves. And they just running low. They got to deal with the other nations. They made pacts with other nations, but they also what? They didn't pay the other nations, man. All right, which made what? They made a bad business decision. But this is all through the Spirit of the Lord, because this is a prophecy, biblical prophecy. You see, it had to all happen this way. It says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. Now let's get a precept for that. All right, this is Isaiah 33:1, and it reads. That's how you know it's talking about the American people. It says, woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. Because a lot of these nations sent, goods and, imported particular things into America on IOUs, America being such abundant, rich and abundant, these nations, saw America as a come up. So they would give America whatever they was asked, not knowing that America was going to default on them, And that's one thing when you front people, they got to pay you your money back. You can front them and trust them, all right? But trust only comes down to credit. This guy credibility, and America been lost the credibility across the board with other nations, man. For what? Dealing underhand, not keeping their end of the bargain, breaking peace treaties. And the E was always known for that, right? He did it with Gad, man. Ain't keeping his peace treaties, steady coming in, in a Native Americans' land and, getting busy with them, all right? And this man been the devil. He been breaking bonds and handshakes, man. It says, when thou shall cease to be spoiled, thou shall be spoiled. So when they stop being able to spoil other nations, put sanctions on them and different things, guess what? The nation's going to do them to them. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. All right? So, this is what's coming to America, man. And there's nothing they could do about it. The Lord got a plan for America, man. America is just time for them to fall off. Habakkuk 2:9 says, woe, 8, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. See, the nations gonna already come into a pact, all right? And they gonna hate the whore. The nations are mad, right? Let me get that. The nations are mad, man. Because what you did was not that you only play them, but it messed their money, It messed their money up. And that's the way they feed their families, right? This Jeremiah 51:7, it says, Babylon had been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore they're mad. You see? The nations are mad, man. All right? I know y'all want it on Revelation too. I believe it says they're angry. Yeah. Revelation 11, I think it said, and the nations were angry. And their wrath is come in the time of the dead, that they should be judged, that thou shouldest give reward unto the servant, thy prophet, and to the saints, and to them that fear thy name, small and great, and should have destroyed them which destroy the earth. Because he is known for destroying nations, man. All right? Really, when you destroy the people, you destroy the earth. And when you destroy the the things that the people need to survive off, all right, you're a detriment, man. You know, you killing the air, the oxygen, the trees, all right? That means you're killing the things that the people survive off. That ultimately kills the people. You don't have to kill the people, just kill the land, all right, in the oxygen and particular things, and that automatically by default kills the people, man. You know, goddamn devil. But it says that's why these nations gonna come against you, you know, America, and bliss this bitch, man. You know? This is back in the Habakkuk. Oh, no. It says, in all the sprawl many nations, all the remnant of the people shall sprawl thee. Guess what? And they coming to take this bitch over, man. You know? And let's prove that, Salakia. That's what I wanted to get back on. I kind of lost my train of thought momentarily. This is Isaiah. This is Isaiah 13. I'm going to start at 14 and say, and it shall be as a chase roe, and as a sheep that no man take it up. See, he going to be all over the place. You Americans going to be scrambling. And you know, when you say America, you know what they think about? The American people. They don't think about the people that's controlling America, that's not on the forefront. All right, that's in the back as a silhouette of what's going on. They see y'all people. Remember, the debt is you, Jake. All right? So they going to come what? Spoil the land and the people. It says, and they shall every man turn to his own people and flee everyone to his own land. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Their children shall also be dashed before their eyes. Dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their house shall be ravished, spoiled, and their wives ravished. It says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Because it's going to come to a point to where these people don't want your money, man. All right? It will, because you know why? The money going to be defaulted on. All right? You ain't going to, even if America would pay the people the $31 trillion that they owe and pay everybody off, they wouldn't even want it. All right? Because at this point, it was about integrity that they didn't keep, man. All right? Nations starving, you know, not in that sense, but these people have livelihoods that they dependent upon America, man. All right? That's why when America do go down, all right, the other nations going to look from afar, you know, and behold her burning, and they going to lament, man. All right? Let's see if I can get that. I think it's lament for the... Yeah, this Revelations 18 and 9, it says, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall beware her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar, all for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, that great city Babylon, that might have city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buy their merchandise anymore. You see? Because they did get a lot of things from this whore. All right, so they're going to be like, damn, our connect is burned down. You know, yeah, they owed us money. All right, but they was once what? Popping. All right, which is, it tells you that in the book of Isaiah, I believe it's 23 and 7. Yeah, it says, is this your joyous city, whose antiquity is of ancient days? Her own feet shall carry her afar off to sojourn. You know? It says, who had taken this counsel against Tyre, the crowning city, whose merchants are princes, who traffickers are the honorable of the earth. And America is known for its traffic, man. All right. It says Yahweh of hosts had purposed it to stain the pride of all glory and to bring into contempt all the honorable of the earth, man. All right. And he gonna do that by the way of these other nations, man. He gonna rise the nations up to come and they gonna jump the whore. All right. This is I believe that's in Isaiah, Ezekiel. This man done sold his bowels away, man. All right. And now he can't get it back. All right. This is Ezekiel 38. I'm going to start at 10. It says, thus says Yahweh, thy power shall also come to pass, that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. See, America is unwalled, but it was built like that, right? So it could be what? So it could be blitzed and penetrated. All right. And even if it did put walls with their brigadons and different things, they nuclear missile defense systems and things like that, the Lord allow them to build it faulty that what the missiles can penetrate this bitch, man. All right. They can't intercept the missiles. You see? I think it's Russia with the S-500 or something like that they can intercept every missile America send, but they can't. Russia have intercontinental ballistic missiles that gonna get past America defense system. All right, and that's why they trying to set up close to the border, in Iran, Ukraine and different places like that, so they could get their missiles and shit off, man. All right, they won't set up around the border of Russia because they know Russia is their greatest challenge, man. All right, but the Lord gonna allow the Medes to get after their ass too. It says, and all the other nations, I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling out of walls and having neither balls nor gates, to take a sparrow, because remember there was a sparrow, and to take a prey, to turn thy hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods, that dwell in the midst of the land, man. You see? So the Lord intended to come and take away their what? Their good, their spoils. All right? Because as long as they lived, as long as these people live, come back to the Habakkuk 2. Matter of fact, I'll stay on it right quick. See where I'm at. I think it's 9. Yeah. I'm going to jump to that Sirach 10 and 8 real quick. Read that Habakkuk as well. All right. It says, just go there. Because they haven't dealt right with the nations of people, man. It's Habakkuk 2. Because they have spoiled many nations, right? It says, because of man's blood, 8. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. Because of man's blood and for the violence of the land and of the city and of all that dwell therein. It says, woe to him that coveted and evil covetous to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may deliver from the power of evil. And no, all right, he that plow iniquity shall reap the same. This is Sirach 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Why is earth and ashes proud? And these devils is in their proud and high estate. But really they scared, all right, because they know they got to go to war, all right. There's an article that the British soldiers just told them that they going to war with Russia. Matter of fact, let me see. Let me get it right. It's a little article, right? Let me see what it says. It's told all the Russian soldiers. The British just told them. Yeah, this let's see this right here. It says British new top army general. This from Radio Free Europe or Radio Liberty. British new top army general warns troops must be prepared to fight Russia on the battlefield. Yeah, see, is war talk in the earth, man. You know, it says, why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man for one, such and one set of his own soul to sell, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels, right? Because it tell you in Ecclesiastes, 10 and 19, all right, that money answereth all things, roughly paraphrasing, all right, but their money have became an enemy unto them, man. All right, their greed, for that greedy gain, you know. They have looked for that greedy gain and been covetous, man. Okay. And he cast away his bowels while he lived. It says, they have two in Proverbs. I read both on Proverbs 1 and 19. It says, so are the ways of everyone that is greedy of gain, which taketh the life of the owners thereof, man. He that, Proverbs 15 and 27, he that is greedy of gain troubleth his own house. See, what has happened is they have troubled their own house, man. You know, because he have coveted a evil covetousness unto himself, man. You know. But you can't be delivered from evil, man. Evil gonna pursue you. All right. And that's why you see America been falling brick by brick, man. That's why your beloved country, your joyous city, the crowning city, it can't come back. You know, America can't bounce back from this, man. He have bitten off more than he can chew. All right. And that's why you see the downfall in the economy, which I'm gonna play that real quick. All right. Let me see if there are any more right there. Now, that's probably it for that. Let me just...
In contrast, growth in business fixed investment, if we are to have a sustained period of strong labor market conditions that benefit all. From the standpoint of our congressional mandate to promote maximum employment and price stability, the current picture is plain to see. The labor market is extremely tight, and inflation is much too high. Against this backdrop, today the Federal Open Market Committee raised its policy interest rate by 0.75 percentage point and anticipates that ongoing increases in that rate will be appropriate. In addition, we are continuing the process of significantly reducing the size of our balance sheet. Overall economic activity edged down in the first quarter as unusually sharp swings in inventories and net exports more than offset continued strong underlying demand. Recent indicators suggest that real GDP growth has picked up this quarter, with consumption spending remaining strong. In contrast, growth in business fixed investment appears to be slowing, and activity in the housing sector looks to be softening, in part reflecting higher mortgage rates. The tightening in financial conditions that we've seen in recent months should continue to temper growth and help bring demand into better balance with supply. The labor market has remained extremely tight, with the unemployment rate near a 50-year low, job vacancies at historical highs, and wage growth elevated. Over the past 3 months, employment rose by an average of 408,000 jobs per month, down from the average pace seen earlier in the year, but still robust. Improvements in labor market conditions have been widespread, including for workers at the lower end of the wage distribution, as well as for African Americans and Hispanics. Labor demand is very strong, while labor supply remains subdued, with the labor force participation rate little changed since January.
And at this point, prophecy is popping off the paper, man. All right. And again, all things is set up. This inflation, all right, is in line with the recession, which is in line with the war, which is in line with the central bank, CBDC. All right, all these things tie into each other, man. All right, which ultimately goes to that what? That new monetary system, right? That you're going to have to get by way of what? In your hand or your forehead, Revelation 13, okay? All the ducks line up in a row, man, once you see what's happening. All right, once inflation and recession come, people going to run out of money. Once you run out of money, all right, you run into problems. Once you run into problems, here go the solution. Problem, solution, problem, reaction, solution. All right, the devil created everything and they going to solve everything. Well, that's their intent of their mind. All right, but it's from the article Marketplace. It says nearly all major U.S. CEOs expect a recession in the next 12 months. New survey face. See, a recession is coming swiftly. All right, it's fast, and actually we are already in a recession. All right, a fast recession, right? It says the economy is going to collapse. We are going to go into a really fast recession, and you can see that in lots of ways, he added, which we already in a recession. We already in a war because we're in proxy wars, all right? And don't quote me when I say that. What I'm saying is we are in soft stages of these things, all right? Ultimately, it's going to have a greater effect on the people, but not as now as today. But tomorrow, all right, is not yesterday, okay? And yesterday is not tomorrow. So everything can what? Drastically or dramatically change overnight. It says, of the U.S. CEOs, I'm going to just briefly read through this. Surveyed, 91% expect to see a recession in the next year. And a lot of these CEOs, chief executive officers, all right, of these companies, you about to see dramatic layoffs, which you saw during the unemployment era during the pandemic, all right, because they can easily start laying off, man, and all they got to do is just refuse your unemployment. The people that pay your unemployment, all right, all they got to do is take their money out of the stocks and different things like that, and you don't get unemployment. The same as welfare benefits and shit, man. SNAP benefits and all that. Once these people got these high taxpayers and different tax brackets, once they don't want to put their money into no more stocks and bonds, you're gone. All right? Jakes that's on these these government programs, you're out of there. All right? They could crash the stock market overnight. All right? And now there's no more welfare, man. All right? Because the people you see with these suits and ties, they paying the welfare. And you Jakes paying your own shit too. But ultimately, it's these movers and shakers, man. Or Wall Streets in these different places. Once they stop doing that, you people gonna collapse. So the collapse is already here, man. It says, the U.S. CEO survey is not expected to see, only 34 believe that recession will be mild and short. Companies are certainly considering what they do in response to economic downturn. And uncertainty is still a key word here. There's a lot of uncertainty about what that might look like. Yeah. So your life in the future of coming, Jake, is uncertain. All right. But we know at the end of the day, the Lord said, my servant's going to eat. So, at the end of the day, we got to just have faith and trust in the Lord, man. Ultimately, you see? Is there anything else I want to grab in here? Because I don't want to keep going about it. The point been made, but yeah, man, America has bit off more than they can chew, and they can't bounce back from this. And life, as we know, has already taken a drastic turn, man. And it's only going to get darker. So, Abba Ratazah, that was edifying, man. Till the next time, I'm going to say shalom.